Drywall needs to be removed from this area, discarded into the dumpster before work can proceed. Drop ceiling needs to be filled in this area, similar to the ceiling next to it. It will be even with the bottom of the beams and pass all the way to the exterior wall. Drywall on the side walls, the southern facing wall, and the east wall needs to be removed. We will leave the angled and the ceiling until we have time to determine the extent of the mold damage. The drywall in the stairwell needs to be completely removed, floor to ceiling. There are several areas in the attic where the floor needs to be raised and replaced. We can take, there are existing 2x6s on the job site. 2x6s get nailed even with the top of the floor joist and extend out and are nailed into the rafters. If you take a look at the far west side of the second floor, you can see where the floor under the dormer was done. The same process will continue, as these will be room for the mechanical. 2x6 is fine because the weight will not be that heavy. There are 2x8s that'll be fine too. Where it meets the wall and the other joists, a 2x4 rim joist can be nailed on, and then 3/4 laid. There are 3 sheets of 3/4. More will need to be ordered. Once the floor is installed, a wall will need to be built to support the rafters. The wall will need to be built as far back as possible to support the end of the rafter tails, approximately 5 feet back into the room. The rafter tails need to be supported. Because of the removal of the old roofing, it was not just 1.5 inches, but it needs to come up several inches. We'll be able to measure the height of the plate where it still sits on the old roof. A new plate needs to be placed across that for the rafters to set on. Some temporary shoring will need to be done to jack the roof up so that you can slide that in. The space then needs to be cleaned. 2x4s and 2x8s again filled in, and 3/4 inch decking laid.